Here's a broadcast, so I have that. All right, so you send me the link. I don't know if you can tap into Hannah's link. Let's try that, guys. I don't think we can tap. What I think we should do, are you there? I think we should switch and put you in there again since you're administrator.
Hi, Diane.
I think I'm gonna leave and have you come back. Join Zoom, okay. The thing about the Zoom is that Zoom will record. How do we post Zoom to these people? I think it's so much fun to have.
I'll post the Zoom to everyone.
Okay.
The Zoom
guys, so
recording.
Scroll down, find out where Hannah is on Zoom.
Okay, I just started the recording. Hi, everyone. My name is Hannah. But yeah, I was just telling Diane, I'm a certified yoga instructor, but that's kind of my side hustle. My main business is intuitive health. And with that, I use healthy cooking classes as a means to heal the mind, body, and soul. So by that, I mean, in the classes, we connect with other people, we get creative, we give the mind a break by getting into our hands. The body, we use all whole ingredients. I myself have Crohn's disease, and I learned how to use diet as a means to heal my own gut. But I also, food isn't just fuel in my mind. Food is an art. It's an art that should satiate all parts of you, your emotional side, your physical side. So my goal is to combine the two. So I like to say healthy gourmet meals. So meals that taste really good, like for your soul, but are also healthy for your body. And then soul, healing for the soul, meaning deep connection, creativity. Cooking to me is almost meditative. I get very playful. It's where I'm lightest. And so that's kind of what I do. I have 8-week program and I run retreats in Italy. So it's a fun ride.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. And so tonight I'm just gonna demo a really quick, easy weeknight meal that can also act as a elegant holiday dinner. So I love like multi-purpose things because like Brussels sprouts, 'tis the season, but we're just gonna doctor them up and make them taste really good. I'm like, no boiled broccoli anywhere in sight. So Monica and I actually we cheated a little bit because we didn't want to be here like all night. So we actually put our Brussels sprouts in the oven before class started, but before yeah, I know, I'm smelling mine too. So I'm just going to demo really quick how to like cut a Brussels sprout, because to me it's second nature, but I'm not going to assume anything here. So I got these 12-ounce bag of Brussels sprouts just from Whole Foods. I got 2 of them because there's 4 people in my house. So, and we like a lot of veggies. So basically what you do, you see the end is just a little brown. So you just want to cut off the end. And as you do that, you just want to naturally peel back the leaves that want to peel back. And that just removes the dirt from them. This is my form of washing. So like, sorry, if you're a clean freak, I'm not. So I just remove the outer leaves like this. And then what you would do from here is either cut it in half or cut it in quarters, just depending on the size of the Brussels sprout. But you just want them like equi-sized. And then you do this, I'll show you one more, cut off the end, peel back the outer layers like that. And then this one is a little bit bigger, so I'd maybe cut it in quarters like that.
Yeah, I just learned something from there now, because I wish I had learned about the peeling off the naturally falling leaves. Now I know, because I have a ton of them on my baking pan right now.
Well, so I'll show you what I have in the oven too, because sometimes I like to keep some of those leaves because it gets really crispy.
Yes.
Okay, so what I did is I lined my sheet tray with this is like the magic of TV. Anyways, I lined my sheet tray with parchment paper. And I put all those Brussels sprouts on it. Yeah, it looks really good, Monica.
It's beautiful.
Oh, Julieta's here.
Yay.
Hi, Julieta.
She loves cooking too. Perfect person to be here.
Yay. We're just getting started. And so the way that I seasoned them was super simple. All you need is olive oil, salt, and pepper. But I always have garlic powder and rosemary in my pantry. So I figured it was seasonal. And so I added some of that in. And I just sprinkle it evenly over the top. Julieta, are you cooking along with us?
Something different.
she's off-roading. Julieta, are you teaching another class that I'm not aware of? Gonna show us how to cook salmon.
She could just watch. She's in the Midwest, so she's a little bit behind us time-wise. I bet she's not yet.
I'm trying to decide if I think my Brussels are done actually. And so the thing is with roasting vegetables, I never set a timer, which can annoy some of my clients, but my nose knew when it was done. And with roasted vegetables, it's subjective. It's not like one size fit all. It's like when it starts to get brown and tender is when you know it's done. And if it goes a little over, you'll just have extra brown bits. And if it goes a little under, it'll be more al dente. So it's not like a hard and fast rule. It's more of what your preference is. So we're just going to put this aside like that. It's the fastest Brussels sprouts I've ever cooked. Yeah. And then from there, we are going to cook some shrimp. So this is
I have a question for you before we move on to the shrimp.
no questions.
Because I actually I wasn't sure, so I use fresh rosemary in
That's
the recipe.
Yeah.
Would you change the amounts? Because I probably used the amount that you said for the dry rosemary. Do you change the amounts if it's fresh or not really?
The dried is more potent than the fresh. So you could use more fresh almost.
Okay.
I'm saying, but
Okay.
rosemary, I feel like is one of the herbs that I think it would be fine. I think I said half a teaspoon. I think that would be fine. In this
Yeah, I think I put a little bit more than half a teaspoon because I had it fresh. Like, oh, it's fresh. Let's just go for it.
No, totally. And even fresh rosemary too, like once it comes out of the oven, that would be really cool mixed with like some salt or something. That would be nice little garnish. But we'll garnish it in a second with our other accoutrements. So the next thing that I will show you guys how to cook is shrimp. And shrimp is like literally one of my favorite things to make because I can keep it in the freezer. And I took it out of my freezer half an hour before class started and just put it in a bowl with water to thaw. And it thawed in 10 minutes. So that's like a really easy, healthy protein to keep on hand that I can just grab any night of the week. So I have that in a paper towel here, just like drying, patting it.
I need to dry mine a little more. Same thing.
And then let's see, I'm gonna get a skillet, the biggest skillet you have. And I have a pound, which will feed 4 people or 3 to 4, depending on. I'm going to turn my heat on medium as we chop our shallot. So a shallot is kind of like an onion, but a little more mild. And it's really optional. I mean, I make this dish, I change it every time I make it, but I make it without shallots. I make it with just garlic. I make it sometimes if I'm really lazy with just garlic powder. But shallot adds a nice, like almost soft onion flavor without being too like harsh in your mouth, I guess, or mellow. So I'm peeling off, I just peeled off the ends and now I'm peeling off the outer layer of the onion. I've been doing a lot of spiritual healing groups this year, and they always talk about the layer of the onion of like yourself. So I'm thinking of that now. Like, don't peel back that layer of me. That one's not time yet. Anyways, and so to chop it, I'm just kind of running my knife lengthwise a couple times. And then I'm gonna do it the other way like this, just to get small pieces. Like that. And then you can just run your knife through it again if you want a little bit finer, holding down the tip of the knife and then just moving the back like that. And if you don't have shallot, that's totally fine. You can just use all garlic. I actually have one, so I'm gonna use it. Okay, so just little like 1/4-inch dices or even smaller pieces that I have here. And so my pan is heating. I'm gonna turn it to high and drizzle a tablespoon of olive oil onto the pan. Just drizzle like that. And then I'm gonna add my shallot.
So I already had chopped the shallot. So should I now, and I turn it on like at the same time. I was just sending the Zoom link again to another person who wanted to be here. So, and I turned the oven, the stove on when you did. Should I pop it in the frying pan now?
With olive oil.
Yeah.
Yep, mine's in too. And then you can turn your heat to high.
Okay.
And then as this is what we want to do, we just want to cook this for like 5 minutes. We want to get it a little caramelized, sweat it out a little bit. It doesn't have to be completely cooked because it'll keep cooking as we do our shrimp. But the other thing that I'm going to prep in the meantime is just a clove of garlic. We're going to add this in towards the end because you don't want to cook the garlic too much or else it'll taste bitter and burn.
Okay.
So
I have garlic ready because I am not that professional like you are.
oh my God, no, you're like more professional. You have it all prepped. I'm just like going out.
Because I can't talk and prep at the same
Yeah,
time.
no, that's my job. Don't worry. You're just here for the ride. I'll show everyone how to pop off this garlic clove. So it's in its peel right now. Super easy. You just take the flat side of your knife with the palm of your hand and smash it like that. You had a hard day, whatever. Then you have your little garlic clove, and then I just want to mince this as finely as I can. And if you don't feel like doing that, if you have a garlic press, that's a really great tool to use here. But me, I just figure, you know, I have my cutting board already out and my knife out. I might as well just give it a rough chop.
Should this shallots get browned or do they stay the same color?
That's a really good question. I would say light brown.
Like not burnt. Yeah.
Between,
Because
I get you there.
yeah, they're getting there. They go quickly. And the thing is, after this, we're gonna keep the shallots in the pan and add our shrimp. And so they're gonna get burnt, but they're gonna be yummy, like once we add the shrimp. So right now they're translucent.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna cook them for another probably minute. And then that's when I'm gonna add the shrimp.
Okay.
Smells so fragrant already.
It does.
And while you're there, I got to tell you a funny story. I really love Brussels sprouts. And one Christmas, I had a whole bunch of people coming with this big house in Wellesley, and I wanted something interesting on the table. So I went to Trader Joe's and they had the whole big stem with the Brussels sprouts on it. So I bought like 6 of them and made this huge centerpiece with Brussels sprouts and red roses. Oh my God, it was so much fun.
That's a really good.
Isn't that funny? And the people said, well, can we eat them? I said, not the roses, but yes, the Brussels sprouts.
Oh my God, I love the idea. Thank you for sharing.
It's pretty cool.
I'm just gonna cut you off for a second because now they are light brown.
Okay, perfect.
Mine are kind of getting brown.
And
Yeah.
so I'm gonna add another tablespoon of olive oil, or like
Okay.
half a tablespoon, and then I'm gonna add my shrimp. And if I was a chef in a 10-star restaurant, I would do this in 2 batches, but I'm not, and it's Thursday night, so I'm gonna put it in 1 batch.
Do you keep the heat high for the shrimp?
Yeah.
Because my onions are burning a little bit, so I'm not sure what to do. So we're ready for shrimp?
Yep, add your shrimp. That's perfect. Add another, did you add a little more olive oil?
I did, yeah. Oh my God, this is so much fun.
So you guys, this is what my pan looks like. The shrimp are nice and crowded, which you never want, but I'm doing it. And it's fine. It'll still cook and be delicious. And then I'm just going to season it with some salt and pepper.
Okay.
And the reason if you're like wanting to do this in 2 batches is so that you would get a really nice crust on the shrimp versus these will get like a little bit of a crust, but they're also going to steam a little because there's a lot of shrimp in the pan. But sometimes that's fine. And that's good enough for me. Okay. So just a little salt and pepper, give it a little shake, spread it out. And it basically fits in one even layer. You know, it's like pretty one even layer.
Yeah.
And you just want to cook it on this side until the underside just starts to turn pink.
Okay.
You don't want to, shrimp cooks in like literally 2.5 minutes. It's super easy, which is another reason why I love it. And honestly, if you can see, it's already turning that light pink.
Yeah, pretty.
Yeah, I love cooking shrimp. I cook shrimp all the time.
Yeah, me too.
Totally. And so I'm going to start to flip mine.
We have one more person in there. I think it's Julieta, but I'm not sure. I think she's sending some chats for us. Yeah. So Julieta is saying, sorry, I got home from work and I saw my friend Monica live, and here I am cooking salmon and learning your cooking. Comfort zone for us Brazilians. Shrimp, garlic, and olive oil. She goes, I'm getting out of the shower. That's hilarious. She loves to cook. She's a really good cook, actually.
Who's that?
This is my friend from Brazil who's also in the group. She's a PT. Her name is Julieta. And
Pretty
she
name.
loves cooking. She lives in Missouri. Can you believe that?
Wow.
I know.
Hey, you think we could sub out scallops
Yeah.
instead of shrimp?
Ew. Yeah.
Okay,
Now,
good.
like, okay, so I'll show you what it looks like after I flipped it. It's nice.
Oh, okay.
The other
Yep,
side.
little pinky pink. Yep.
I love, scallops and shrimp are like honestly 2 of my favorite proteins.
Yeah, me too.
And so again, like this has been cooking for like 1.5 minutes. The next thing that we're gonna add, actually we'll season the other side, salt and pepper. And then, and I just season from up top a little pinch so that it spreads out evenly. And then what we're gonna add, like right before it's done cooking, is a little garlic, that garlic clove that we chopped. Add that right in. And again, there's been times and nights where I've been lazy and have just used garlic powder and it still tasted amazing. So you don't have to be like Jacques Pompon every night that you cook, you know? Okay, so you add the garlic, let it cook for like 30 seconds. And then after that is when you're gonna deglaze with either white wine, lemon juice. You could use some sherry, which I'm actually going to use tonight because I didn't have any white wine open.
I have lemon right now.
Yeah, lemon is perfect. So once your shrimp is like just about almost all pink.
Yeah.
Oh, really. Bless you, bless you.
The pepper always makes me sneeze. Oh yeah, Monica.
It
Add
smells so
lemon.
good.
And turn off your heat, Monica. Turn off your heat. Yeah. And add your lemon. And it'll help to get all of the little brown bits, burnt bits, if you will, of the shallot and the shrimp on the bottom of the pan.
Are we putting the lemon right now or not?
Yeah. Excuse me. And turn off your heat, Monica.
Yeah, it's off. Yeah.
Okay. And now I'm going to add my sherry. A splash
Ooh, nice.
is what I add.
About 1/2 cup.
No, a quarter of that, maybe less.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like to drink. Kidding.
That sounds good, putting the sherry also in as an option instead of the white wine. I can almost taste that.
It, right? I know. And you guys literally like this is like done. So I'm just letting it bubble a little bit just to cook out the alcohol. And if you wanted to be extra decadent, add like a little tablespoon of butter. I've done that many times.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah, I'm not trying to deprive anyone here. No, but honestly, it is all about balance. Like this is a really healthy meal. We have tons of veggies, healthy protein. Butter is totally allowed here.
Right.
I have a question for you because of the gut health. So things like butter, Parmesan cheese, they work okay in your system?
They what?
Like things like Parmesan, because we're going to be using Parmesan, of course, and
Yeah.
then butter. Do they work okay in you? That
Oh, I thought you said, are they like cocaine in your system? And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So the thing is,
She got nervous at first. She was like, what? Are we talking about cocaine here?
Not us.
I have heard that they're addictive, but yeah. So for me, the bulk of my diet really is a lot of vegetables and whole grains. And so the reason I do that is because then I can add in like the butter and the cheese and the cookies whenever I want. And since I have such a good foundation of what my fallback is, it doesn't, luckily, knock, affect me anymore. So, and like, I feel really fortunate to say that I actually haven't had a flare up in 9 years, which is really uncommon. So,
Yeah.
I'm kind of going with it until something else changes. But for the past 9 years, that's worked for me. I did do a pretty intense like gut cleanse when I was 19 with like supplements and like no cheating anything. And I do think that helped to reset it. But at this point, I do think that it's just the majority of what I eat is really good. And so the other 30% of what I eat, it lands in a base that's healthy. So it's okay to digest.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
so it's totally individual for everyone. But that's why I think it helps to, like, I help people kind of figure out what works for them, because it is different for everyone. And you can though intuitively figure out how to satiate both your physical and emotional diet. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah.
Really do.
So I turned off the shrimp. It smells so freaking good. I'm sitting outside.
Beautiful.
And
everything looks beautiful in my kitchen. I'm so happy right now.
Get a little bowl for your Brussels sprouts.
Okay.
And so I use parchment paper. I love roasting vegetables with parchment paper because it gets a really nice crispy crust without having it stick to the pan. And it's also really easy transport into this bowl that we're going to use right now. Okay, so I'm putting the Brussels sprouts into a bowl just to mix.
Yeah, that's easy. Wow.
Right? And then I'm like a really big fan of no boring veggies. So the way that I'm going to doctor these up is with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And this is good to put on hot. We talked a lot, so mine aren't that hot, but in theory, these would be really good hot onto your Brussels sprouts, but we can microwave it. So just give like a nice, like hefty pinch like that and sprinkle it evenly over. A couple spoons. And then some store-bought basil pesto. This is like always in my fridge. It's one of my favorite go-to weeknight ingredients because it really can doctor up any veggie, honestly, is kind of what I use it for. Like cauliflower rice, zucchini noodles.
Yeah. I'm a huge pesto fan. Huge.
Yeah.
It's so flavorful and it's so good for you too. It's fresh herbs and olive oil. So I'm just adding the rest of this container. It's about a quarter of a cup.
Okay.
Maybe a little less. And then I should have used a bigger bowl. This is gonna spill over everywhere.
Oh, but I'm actually making the pesto from the spoon. That's so bad. That's how much I like pesto. Oh my God.
Yeah. No,
it's from scratch.
I do. I think I included a recipe from scratch for you guys too, because I do make it a lot from scratch, but I also understand that I enjoy doing that a lot. But that's also me like on a Sunday, you know, like that's not me after work on a Thursday night. Like on a Thursday night after work, I'm using either store-bought or leftover pesto, to be honest.
Yeah, I actually, I made a huge batch a while ago and I did, the ice cube tray thing. And I saved my little ice cubes in my Ziploc. It lasted me a long time, but I ran out of it. So I'm like, yeah, I have to run and get a little jar. I do like it homemade too. I'm with you on that one.
Totally. And I love doing like added twists. Like I did I like to add some lemon zest to it sometimes, or lemon juice.
Ah.
Or use like walnuts and pistachios instead of pine nuts. Sometimes just like as a different nut. Or parsley, actually, sometimes I use. I'm like really just making a mess here. Okay. I've tossed it well enough, adding it back. Okay.
Yeah.
Only dropped one. That's pretty good.
I'm dying to try it.
Yes, and I
I'm
also
gonna grab a fork. I'll be back.
everyone to taste test as they go. So like for these Brussels sprouts, you do want to make sure that you're seasoning like your salt and pepper. This is perfect. But if it's a little dull, you could add a little pinch of salt and pepper, which I often do, especially for homemade sauces as you go. So this is like, looks a little weird on camera, but it's really good.
The dog is having a piece. I just dropped one piece and she actually did not. Do you like this? Yeah,
Your dog?
she likes it. Yeah. She wasn't certain about the Brussels sprout, but she took it.
Oh my God, that's so cute. Oh, I love it. And then also you can garnish too if you have like pine nuts. Say you were making the homemade pesto and you had extra pine nuts or extra walnuts or cashews. Yeah, just sprinkle them over. You could also, when you're roasting the Brussels sprouts, in the last like 2 minutes, you could add your nuts and your cheese right into your pan so that the nuts would get a little toasty in the oven and the cheese would get a little
melted. Yeah.
melted. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
I'm thinking
That's
of
a
the
good idea.
Parmesan crisps. I'm trying to think of the word that would describe those Parmesan crisps.
Oh, they're so good.
Caramelized, maybe? Yeah, crispy, something like
Crispy.
that.
Crispy is a good word.
This is amazing.
No,
Um,
Diane, I'm sorry that you're just watching and drooling over. It looks good, doesn't
she's
it?
having the best
No,
moment.
I just-
She's like hanging out.
I'm gonna make it this weekend. It's on my list.
Perfect. No, that's so. I love just hanging out in these classes. Honestly, they're so fun for me.
Then I have a question for you because I wanted you to talk about it and hopefully you'll be able to post this recording on the group page.
Yeah.
That do you offer like courses or a series of 3 or 4 classes? I think you do.
Yeah, so I have my signature program it's called Cook Well, and it's an 8-week intensive group program where we actually meet once a week like this with an intimate group. My next one starts in it's January 12th, so it's 1/1/2/2 is when it starts, the date. Just because I like the date.
Cool.
And so far I have 7 people in that, and I'm capping it at 10 to keep it intimate. So I have 3 more spots left for that. And that one is so much fun just to really get, 1, lots of healthy, easy recipe inspiration. And then 2, which is kind of my favorite part, is just connecting with heart-centered community. People will talk about the dates that they go on, the funerals that they're going to, the businesses that they're launching, all
Right.
things. And so that to me is really fun. And then I also have a 4-month program, which is that plus a retreat in Italy on April 29th. So
Oh my God.
it's a wellness and culinary retreat. So there's like sound bath healing and also pasta making and vegetables and wine tasting. So nothing bad about that.
Nothing better in life.
Yeah.
I was, the dog got me distracted because you were talking about it. Yes, because I mentioned it to the group, but it was a couple weeks ago, right in the midst of Thanksgiving approaching.
Yeah.
You did learn how to cook in Italy, right? Like you took a course there, right?
I actually went to culinary school there. I was 23 and I just was like, cooking to me has always been so therapeutic and so meditative that I was like, I want to go and do this thing. And if it doesn't help with my career in any way, shape, or form, I still just want to do it. Like, I just want to be there and I want to get the experience. So that felt really clear for me, and I did it. And it took me like, I don't know, 4 more years after that to realize that I wanted to start my own business. But it was definitely the stepping stone. It set the bar for how I wanted to live the rest of my life. So yeah, it was good.
This was so much fun.
Yes,
So much
thank you. Thank you both. Thank
Yes,
you.
I-
Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you for
And-
joining us at Zoom, Diane. I miss you so much. Diane and I used to work at the same studio. I was doing the Pilates, she was doing the yoga, and we used to cross
my
paths a
God.
lot with
Yeah,
the
we used to always
schedule,
do it
right?
twice a week. Yeah. Well, I have lots of news to tell you when we catch up. All good stuff.
I
All
wanted
good.
to take a picture of you guys. Everyone smile.
Now I'm starving.
And you guys, Monica, you should post it and tag me tonight. And then Diane, when you make it this weekend, take a picture of it. I want to see it.
Okay, good. And I can tag you. Yeah, I'll have your name. It'll be on Monica's website. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And Juliet,
Because,
do
you
you
know,
have
I'm
any
gonna
questions?
post I'm gonna take a picture of this too. And of me right now, like as soon as we're done, I'm gonna take a picture with me with the dishes right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Maybe have John come here. I kicked John all the way upstairs. Like, you're not watching TV in the living room right now.
Yeah, I spend my family too. Don't worry. Got it.
And I'll take a picture, but it will be great if you could, when you post on the video, post also all the ways people can communicate with you, Hannah, because you're so special, you know. It would be nice to have people get in touch with you if they have any questions about the recipe, or if they have any questions about the classes, the 2-month worth of classes once a week.
Perfect.
know.
I hope to see you ladies there.
All right. Thank you so much.
About it.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to run off to my lecture.